Danko did leave me for the AC.
You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag.
Boy, is it freaking warm today. So I got Andy driving the Mac, my brother's driving the Green International, my father's mowing, and Francisco is just starting to rake in front of us, and boy, is there some feed. So hopefully this goes really well. Got this all serviced up, put a new divider piece on. What else did we do today? Yeah, ran through everything, greased everything, sharpened knives. Got the rake going. Looks like some good feed though. Let me show you. So he's out here. I really gotta tint the back windows so there's no more glare. But that's, I don't know what he's doing. It looks like one and that looks like three, but here it looks a little different. And I'm not really sure. So on that rake arm, I forget, I think I said 55 acres. We'll see if we get 55 acres out of it or not. Yeah, he's got to speed it up a little bit. Alrighty, we'll chop in, and then this stuff might have a little bit of moisture to it, a little more than we want, but we're gonna give it a go. A lot of feed. It's gonna dry down though because it's 90 something out. I got a little too excited. So when I finished up chopping last time, I plugged this trying to chop milkweed that was rotten laying on the ground that we had picked up, and I got going and I made it a few feet and it plugged itself solid. So I think there was still some milkweed that was in there, so I got to drop the pan out. It's only plugged from the accelerator, just below the accelerator down to the cutter housing. I think there's some left in there and it just plugged it right up. So I think, is there some in here? No, that's all grass. We didn't make it very far. That's all that was loaded. Here we go. Loaded them full. 2 passes around this field and they'll be topped right off. Second truck behind me just had to get some of the gunk worked out, and well, as you see now it's boogieing right along. A lot of feed though, a lot of feed for third. All of this ground that we'll get into today has had manure on it, which is a big help for all of it. Definitely makes a difference. Picked up a rake tooth and it did stop, but it took a part of the rake tooth through. You see anything in there? Right here. That's what I thought. Kick it more around. So it did shut it off, but it was moving so fast that it took a part of it. Oh, somewhere in there. This stuff's a little wetter, but it'll be okay. Glad the load wasn't full. That would not be as much fun. Right in there. Got it? There's more right here. Right there. Oh, yep, right there. You know, it's a good day for the chopper when we pull in the field and the rake's just leaving. We're right on them though. Geico did leave me for the AC. Mine's not charging very well, so I can't run the AC on full blast, and the AC doesn't work very well. So, and it's hot out. Definitely hot out. My father's got, I'm trying to think how many acres are mowed in front of me. 5, 10, 15, 25 more acres, maybe 30 acres in front of me. So this stuff is pretty heavy for third cutting. Hopefully we fit it all on the Mac. Some of it's a little on the wetter side, but I got help. Things are moving. And corn is looking good. So outside rows, yeah, awesome. So waiting on the Mac. He got held up at the bunk. Hopefully we get it all in him, and then down the road, hopefully things keep going pretty smooth. A lot of feed, definitely a lot of feed. So other than it being like, I don't know, 120 degrees in this cab, I got the AC going right now, but we're not chopping so it can keep up. The indicator is when this goes below 12 volts, or when we go below 12 volts, that starts shutting itself off. So I gotta wrap my head around this. Maybe the alternator, they're building them and they're not what they think it is, isn't what it's supposed to be or something. I don't know. Because it works and then it doesn't. So I'm not risking it, because when we get below 12, the metal alert starts stopping. And if it decides to stop and stop and stop, we won't chop anything. But we finished up this field. Got 1 load in the Mac, 2 in the Internationals. That's pretty good on a field. I don't know if that's 3 acres. That's pretty good yields. We got 1 more field that got manure this or last cutting, and then we're into commercial fertilizer, so the yields aren't as good. But with that being said, the cut date's really short on them, but I want to get everything back in a rhythm so that maybe we can get another cutting in before we roll into corn, and that will put us in a really good boat as far as feed. But with that, I'm waiting on Andy to come up here, and then I'll help him get into the next field. It's sketchy to pull out of the road onto the main road, and it's sketchy to pull off the main road into the field. But I did get a hookup, so I got some fries, and we got a bacon cheeseburger. I hope there's bacon on it. Well, I don't know if this is mine. Nope, that's not mine. It's got most of the stuff I wanted. No bacon though. It's got, is that jalapenos? This is Francisco's. Whoops. Yeah. Well, everybody got food, so there's a huge bag of food, but clearly somebody sent me my wrong one. It's good. Missing the bacon though. You gotta have bacon if you're having a burger, but I had to take the jalapenos off. Not a jalapenos fan. I'm not a Hots fan at all. Bedford House of Beef though, my go-to chicken kebab dinner with a Greek salad, extra dressing, because then you put the dressing on top of the chicken. Fire. I better take this. So even though it is a Saturday, people ask me about my job, like what do I actually do? Some people wonder, do I actually work off the farm? And like it seems like I don't. So it's Saturday and I got a phone call that, hey, the computer's not updating with what the robots are doing, but the robots know what's going on. So work them through that over the phone. Easy peasy, along the way they go. Nothing too major, but it's stuff like that yeah, I'm not on call, but I'm always on call. I got Andy behind me though. I finished up most of my lunch. It is like 3 o'clock though. these two live. Out in the sun. Yanko living it up. There goes the rig. He's all done over here. He's got one more field to go. We're boogieing today. Other than little slowdowns, things are good. Andy J, turning and burning. What do you think, Yanko? Andy G was complaining about being in the yard today. We're in the Max Force. Upper management's own vehicle, lacking AC. You know, the two dogs in here, we're both dying. So, we're making it work. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, good. Bunk's looking good now that we got two machines up. I was hopping in and out earlier, and that was a real pain, but we had to get some more grass on the ground, so father was busy doing that. And believe it or not, Yanko still refuses to drive the tractor. So here he is, riding shotgun per usual. All right, let's see who's gonna get out of the way. Mark's moving out. There's upper management. Maybe I should bring up the lack of AC in his own truck. You know, a complaint box around this place. My brother have the camera for a little bit, so I don't know what's on it, but I guess I'll see when I edit it up what we got for action. Got this blown off. Ended up putting another little piece of metal through it, a rake tine. We did find it in the back of the Mac, so I gotta readjust shear bar and sharpen all the knives. A tine fell off. It's not the one I welded, that, or the arm. I didn't weld the whole arm of this one. I welded the inside piece. That broke off, which I wasn't even thinking about that. What else happened? I don't know. We did like 45 acres of pretty good feed. The last field was a little light. I don't even know how many loads we did, but a lot. So I'll jump out back. We'll check out the bunk. I got a surprise for everybody. Oh, Andy! The channel wants to see your new fresh dew. You guys even recognize him without the hair? All cleaned up. You gotta take the hat off.
Hold on. We'll do it again.
Andy, you know, been living it up. Andy drove truck. He had his AC going hot and heavy today. Milwaukee fan, shout out to Milwaukee. Lifesaver, somewhat. AC in the... Ooh, allergies getting me. Alrighty, let's go look at the bunk and then we'll see Andy's hair at that. Oh, there we go. Look at him. Yeah, all day long I'd look over, I'm like, who's driving the Mac? Here's the bunk. I just pushed this up. He's been rolling it. I've been looking for Yanko. I did put him in this truck with my brother because it's got some AC and he was living life, and well, sure enough, I start pushing the pile up and there he is, sitting in the AC. Doesn't even want to come out. What a life he lives. So, he knows the AC in there is better than in here. This AC ain't bad, but so I just pushed this up. He's gonna roll it out. Chopper's parked up. Tomorrow we got, I don't know, 20 acres, a little over 20 acres that me, my father, and Andy are gonna get right after, and then that'll put us in a very good boat. We'll actually be in a boat, and on a hopefully not so bumpy road or river, and then we'll get third cutting done. So I don't expect tomorrow. We're doing the back of one field that's gonna have some second cutting that we couldn't get on because it was so wet. Otherwise, I don't expect much of this to have big yields on it. It will have good quality. We're a little early on the days. Let me actually look. 24-day cycle, but it will put us in a good position for our fourth cutting and that everything lines up. So I'd like to get it done. We'll probably, if it's gonna rain, we'll probably put some fertilizer on some of that, and then we'll haul manure on everything else. So that is the plan as of right now. So I'm gonna finish up packing these edges. He doesn't get too close to the edge because it's awkward when you, well, the axles actually stick out on that. So if he rubs up against it, it would be awkward. Thought about trying to put a blade on that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Someday. I wish the 7520 was done. I got parts for it coming, and I got things, and I got that manifold, and I got the U-joint, and all of that stuff. So I thought about just throwing the blade on and running it. Really did, but figured I'd wait, make sure it's good, get the duals on, put the weight on, have it good for corn. So appreciate you guys watching along. Some action. It was actually a pretty smooth day, so all in all, it went pretty well. So I appreciate it though. More chopping tomorrow. So alrighty, everybody have a good one. Really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.